However, I believe this speech will benefit many of the Toastmasters to learn and know the job hunt back to 1980s. Okay, the first speaker is Patty. Her speech title is Landing My American Dreams, My First Full-Time Job, 1987. And that is the project of Prepare to Speak Professionally, Level 5, Project 2, Strategic Relationship Pathway. That's what come. T, yeah. Thank you. My fellow members, my professional speaking, as a matter of fact, timer, you need to time my time now or starting right now. Amanda, right? Thank you.
Okay.
I'd like to have an even more interaction. So be prepared for the following questions. First, I would like to ask, how many of you are hoping to work in overseas in the future? If you think you like to work in the overseas, please in the chat room, type 1, type 1. In the chat room, type 1. Number 1. Let me see. Okay, Jay. Yeah. Okay, Doris. Great. I know you're traveling 30 countries. Anybody else? James. Yes. Okay, great. Anybody else like to work overseas? I believe a lot of us, especially Von Eric, you also, right? Von Eric, you're in overseas already. All right. What kind of job? What kind of dream job do you have? Would you like to type if you work in the overseas? What kind of job would you like to do in overseas? United States, Canada, Europe, Switzerland, Australia. Let's see your answer. Listen, farmer. Okay, that is interesting. From philosopher to website engineer to a farmer. Okay, journalist, that's good. That's something that's very challenging. Journalist, so wow, you can go over. Anybody else? Anybody else? Your dream job? This trip overseas, definitely. Yes, Regina. All right. I had these experiences of working and also living in United States when I was 19 years old to many, many years ago. Well, my immigration started in 1970 to 80s. I believe at that time, Jimmy Carter was the president of the United States. It was a long time, isn't it? I landed in American that became my American dreams. But I started to working in the restaurant. So that's how I went to school in a college to learn hotel management. By the way, at that time, during the 1980s, do you know how expensive that was? Living overseas is not possible without working part-time, right? So that is interesting. I start working in the part-time in the restaurant. Mom and dad did not have that enough money. So my first job was working the waitress job. Is that funny? Exciting? Waitress, I was about 20 or 21 years old, earning some pocket money. Waitressing is different from Canada, from United States and Taiwan. In Taiwan, you don't give the gratuities, which means you don't give tips. But in United States, I got at least 10%. Now, it's at least you have to give a 15. In Canada now, today, I believe, Von Eric, you can prove that 15% probably is the minimum. People ask for 18%, 20%, even sometimes 25% for the server's gratuity. That's a lot. But my time back in the United States, at that time, about 10% tips is minimal. Well, I expected a 15% if my service is good. But, you know, my first table, my first waitressing experience is terrible. Do you want to guess how much money I actually received my first table, the customer that waited? Anybody can guess? $2 for $20 bill or $5? Anybody can take a guess? Let me know. Type in. But just simply let me know. My first table ever waited on. Everybody's looking at, thinking, Patsy, wow, you're so pleasant. You have a beautiful smile. Got to be a good server, right? You got to have a lot of money, maybe $10. $1, not bad. Wayne, thank you, your answer. Anybody else want to guess? One. It's an NT. Okay. The true answer is 1 penny. You must be so surprised. What? They got 1 penny. I did not understand either. I try every 10 minutes to interrupt my customers. Is everything okay? Is everything okay? Is there everything else I can do for you? I went back to table every 10 minutes. And they were dating couple. They were so upset that I learned. Anyway, the must experiences. After 2 years of working in the restaurant, as a matter of fact, at least 5 to 6 different restaurants earned remarkable service experiences. Then my second part-time job was starting working in the hotel, Washington, D.C., called Sheraton Washington Hotel, which is 6,000 rooms. Can you imagine 6,000 convention hotel included 16 restaurants? Why I did? Not in the restaurant anymore. I started working as a cashier. Not only the counting the money, I bring all the money. By the way, during the 1980s, using credit cards are not popular. Everybody's still using those paper. Okay, use the paper bill. So for 16 restaurants, what I did as a cashier, I transport those money, cash into 16 restaurants. So they gave me a job title as cashier supervisor. Hey, was a student. That was our part-time job. I was excited, amazing, was much more motivated. I'm just a student. I am a supervisor. Wow. Hotel, restaurant, administration. It's my dream. Definitely. So after 2 years AA degree, I started to pursue my 4 years bachelor degree from Washington, D.C. I was actually made this, well, I have to say, a terrible decision to a place you never can imagine. University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Ha. Okay. That was terrible, isn't it? Yeah. Vegas, what do you do? Casino, gambling, right? What else can you think? Free food, right? By the way, I never had to had the money to do the gambling as a student. But one thing I remember that what I did, the practice in 2 years, 3 years of study, that also I work as a part-time. Another part-time you can never imagine. That's I went to the school, UNLV, which is the probably one of the best school during that time for the hotel administration next to Cornell University. And that is a part-time job I took in Imperial Palace. It's a casino, a beautiful, magnificent establishment. What I did, not a cashier anymore. I was actually jump up to level up my next venture, working in the casino con room. What is the con room? I have to tell you a true story. At that time, during the 1980s, it's a no money machine. Count your bill, paper bill. Okay. They only have a machine to count the coins. So going to the counter, you have to pass a lie detector in order to gain yourself a credential in order to get in there to work. And there will be 4 employees line up. I was one of them. Those paper, the $1 bill, they probably pile up. So just like that table right now, you can see this table. Okay, that table that you can see is behind me. So we all have to stand up. We cannot even sit down. The shift 10 hours per day, working 4 days straight. So every time we go into the cage, we say it's a cage, right? And there was a monitor. It's on the top. So I have to show them, hey, I don't carry anything. And you cannot even wear anything with a pocket in case you stick the money inside your pockets. So when you enter that count room, start counting. The first person counts $100, 1 and they pass to the second person. The second person verify, yeah, it's a $100. Then the third person verifies $100 until the fourth person then make a deposit. Can you imagine every day we at least count $100 American? I'm talking about the paper bill. That time we are the money bill machine during that time, 1980s. Is that interesting? Is that interesting? You can never imagine human as a machine. Well, you never know. The next era or next decade, the AI will take over everything, not talking about the machine. And after I graduated from University of Nevada, Las Vegas, I decided to take a break home. So I went back to Taiwan to work for 2 more years. Well, that was the first full-time job I took in Taiwan. I worked as a lobby assistant manager. It's concierge. It's my dream. I walk on the carpet and talking to the customers, utilize the English I learned from the United States. But I was encountered a culture shock. After 7 years, I haven't been even back to home. I did not like Taiwan at all. I complained every day. One day my mom told me, get out of my house. Go back to United States. If you think that's where you belong. Next week, I flew back to United States, Washington, D.C., Maryland, Virginia, with no money at all. Mom, dad did not give him money. I had to stay with my godmother's place. Somebody saved me. Great. But I started thinking, hey, I can't just do anything like that. I, I have to eat, to work. How can I find a work? And finding the work requires a job research, isn't it? So I'm think about all the possibilities. Like today, think about, well, you have to find a outreach, you have the job board, and you have to think of what would you like to do. As a hotel manager, I like to work in the hotel. Would you like to stay in where you feel study, right? That is your dream job, working. My dream job is working, so I search on the paper. Remember, during those 1980s, there wasn't any internet. Internet is very, very rare in only certain industry. No internet and not even the computer. And how about the other one is the networking. I don't have networking at that time. I did not. I didn't know anybody. So the finding job is all by looking at, reading the newspaper, classified ad. Some hotels are open, having some vacancies. So I bought my first car, Chevrolet, just in case I did not have the money. I asked somebody to be my sponsor, my financial guardian. So in case I don't pay back. So I got my first vehicle so I can drive to downtown to search for job, knock the door. So the only two I had was the typewriter. I use my typewriter. Have you everybody seen this typewriter in your life? That's a typewriter. It's not like a computer. Nowadays, it did not even have any computer. So I typewrite my resume and submit and call them. You have a vacancy. Yes. So I submit at each hotel. Just guess how many hotels have been searched for a vacancy, a basic job, starting from the manager, and that was my dream. Everybody, wanted to work in the hotel as a manager, especially for a graduate student, graduated from one of the best university in the United States and worked 2 years in Taiwan as a manager. Of course, I wanted to work as a managerial level. Correct, right? Does that make sense? But nobody trusted me. I was competing with other native speakers. I was totally a minority during 1987. After so many failures, I changed my mind with those resilience. I could not even give up. Then one day I searched on the newspaper again. Ah, there is a job opportunity opening in the Spur Hotel in the Crystal City. By the way, Crystal City is just about 10 minutes driving from Pentagon, situated in Arlington. So I knocked the door and spoke to the personnel. And she said, come back next day. We do have a front desk opening. Okay. I went back next day, spoke to the rooms division manager, who is a decision maker of hiring the front desk clerk. Front desk clerk is just an interim level in the hotel for the hotel students. A lot of people probably feel so embarrassed, literally just a humiliation. You graduated from the best school hotel study in United States. You want to work in a hotel as a front desk, the entry level? During the interview, Mr. Foley asked me, do you really want to work as a front desk clerk? You know, those are 3 different shifts. I said, yes, Mr. Foley, I do. And then Mr. Foley asked me the second question. Patty, what is your dream? What can you see yourself 5 years from now if you work in our hotel? That question is commonly being used, right? Being asked. Do you know what my answer was? I think that is the key answer that I got hired. I sit in the interview room. I spoke to Mr. Foley. Say, Mr. Foley, I'm here today to apply the front desk position. I know it is a basic level, but today is my only purpose. I will only tell you, no matter 5 years or 10 years, today I'm sitting in this interview room. I'm looking for the job as a front desk clerk. Please, I need this opportunity. Boom! A week later, I got a call from the personnel. I'm hired. Fellow members, I want to tell you, we're talking about the resilience today. Do not ever give up your dreams if you ever want to be one that prove yourself you can be successful. A lot of people working overseas, they have dreams. They do have those fantasies. That is fine, but you have to really take your time, be resilient, give yourself a lot of opportunity. Of course, today there are a lot of the different methods you can for a job hunt in overseas. LinkedIn, social media, internet. It's much more easy than 1987. This lesson I like to share with my fellow members. You're young. I'm probably just can share some of my first job in American like job hunt experience. But next time I will also share my working experience in Canada, Calgary. That's even a different amazing journey. Remember the keyword resilience is the key for success. Back to TME.